situation and nightmare scenario for firefighters.
As a member of the Fire and Emergency Services Authority of Western Australia, Fire Services or Local Government Fire Services, you are required to take an active and effective role on the front line of a wide range of emergencies. The fire services include career firefighters and members of the Volunteer Fire and Rescue Service, Volunteer Fire Services and local government bushfire brigades. While dealing with the specifics of an emergency can be hazardous enough, we also have to be aware of the potential hazards to our health and safety in the working conditions and environment surrounding the emergency. With summer coming and our climate becoming more extreme each season, we all have to manage occupational hazards like prolonged exposure to heat and sun, fatigue and exposure to smoke. If you are not prepared for any of these hazards, you won't be able to perform at your best. In a worst-case scenario, they could create a serious threat to your own health and safety. And instead of providing aid, you'll be the one who needs it. To manage these hazards, you need to take time during every call-out to be aware of the hazards that are present, assess the situation, and to address the issues you have identified. Knowing what to look out for is the first step. This DVD will introduce the major hazards to be aware of in the areas of heat illness, sun safety, fatigue, and smoke management, and explain how to deal with them correctly. Please pay close attention to this information. One of the biggest hazards facing every workplace, every operator of equipment, and every driver on the road is fatigue. It is defined as an experience of mental or physical weariness that results in reduced alertness. If you are feeling drained, exhausted, or more tired than usual, you may be fatigued.
Fatigue affects performance in similar ways to alcohol, which includes having slower reaction times, blurred vision, a greater likelihood of making errors, a loss of concentration, sleepiness, and waking up from sleep feeling tired and worn out.
Fatigue is caused by a variety of factors. Working at night increases the risk because you are staying awake when your body is telling you to sleep.
On average, people who work at night often get 2 hours less sleep than people who work during the day.
Other factors include the type of work you do and working long hours. Also health problems, poor diet, smoking, lack of general fitness, and emotional problems such as issues at the home can all increase the risk of fatigue.
Once you're aware of the causes of fatigue, you can assess how they may apply to your life and address them directly. The best thing you can do is to get a good long sleep in one continuous stretch, ideally at night. The average person needs 7 to 8 hours sleep per night. Sleeping during the day just isn't the same as sleeping at night. You will sleep lighter and you are more likely to be disturbed. Here are some tips to help get enough sleep during the day. Go through your normal rituals of going to bed just as you would at night. Maintaining your health and fitness will also help you to manage your fatigue.
Exercise improves the quality of your sleep. It increases energy levels and reduces stress and muscle tension.
You only need 30 minutes of exercise 3 to 4 times a week and you'll start to feel a difference.
Healthy eating is also crucial in fatigue management. Avoid greasy, fatty food on night shift because it's harder to digest. Avoid snacks and foods high in sugar like chips, cakes and lollies. And avoid spicy foods because they stimulate circulation and they may increase your body temperature.
And skin-free chicken with salads and vegetables. Fruit and low-fat dairy products make great snacks.
Managing your level of fatigue is your responsibility. If you think you are fatigued, talk to your supervisor straight away so you can get it sorted.
Choose light, easy to digest foods like pasta, rice, potatoes, fish, lean meat and skin-free chicken with salads and vegetables. Fruit and low-fat dairy products make great snacks.
Managing your level of fatigue is your responsibility. If you think you are fatigued, talk to your supervisor straight away so you can get it sorted.
Smoke presents two breathing hazards: heat-generated particles and gaseous toxins. Exposure to either one will cause irritation to your eyes and upper respiratory tract. So whenever possible, you should avoid working in heavy smoke.
If you work in smoke, use protective equipment. Every time, all the time.
There are two types of respiratory equipment available for firefighters. The 3M6000 series half-face respirator provides protection from particulate matter and the more irritant gaseous toxins generated by bushfires. It is designed to be used in light to medium smoke conditions, when the smoke is dark grey to black in colour, with 8 to 15 metres of visibility. Change the filters when it is harder to breathe. You can taste smoke, the filter becomes soiled, soot-stained or damp. The organic filters have been out of their sealed packaging for more than 6 months. The second option is the Draeger PSS 7000 self-contained breathing apparatus. It will protect you against all respiratory hazards produced by bushfires. The more you are aware of smoke, the better you can assess the potential hazards it presents, and the more effectively you can address those hazards with appropriate equipment and tactical responses. Fighting fires and working in the sun all day is dangerous work. You need to be dressed appropriately for the task. The recommended minimum clothing standard for attendance at grass, scrub and bushfires is bushfire helmet, goggles, Level 1 tunic, Level 1 trousers, Level 1 gloves, Level 2 firefighting boots. Where smoke conditions dictate, consider the use of the half-faced mask respirator. Take into consideration your area of service and ensure you have the correct clothing to protect you from the elements. At structure fires and hazmat incidents, wearing heavy clothing that impedes the body's heat exchange mechanisms is unavoidable. Continually monitor yourself for signs of heat stress. Where you have dressed up for these specific tasks, take the earliest opportunity after the threat has been controlled to dress down to Level 1 and reduce the heat load on your body and rehydrate. Summer is the peak season for fire services personnel. It's hot. Fires start, people get into trouble, and there is always lots to do. To perform at our best all season, we need to take care of ourselves. We need to be aware of the risks when working in heat and in smoke, and for prolonged periods of time. We need to assess those risks clearly and calmly, and we need to address them promptly and effectively. This summer, you will have many opportunities to fulfil your role as a vital member of the fire services. Remember to also fulfil your responsibility to your own health and safety.